Diane and Denmark here, rah rah rah. We are decluttering at least one item every day, so let's get on with it. If you need encouragement, if you need motivation to declutter, if you want to know where to declutter, you're in the right place. I have videoed every day this week. I show you what I'm decluttering, why and where it's going. If you use the Flylady system like me, this week is Flylady Zone 3, the bathroom plus one other room. That could be your shed, garage, but really it doesn't matter where you declutter. We're just looking for at least one item every day, and that really gives us that momentum, and it makes decluttering a good habit. Don't forget about the self-care. I do my self-care by Flylady Zone. This is my little bingo chart. But anyway, let me show you what I've decluttered so far this week, and then I've got a whole lot of stuff in the kitchen. Let's go. Well, here we go again, and if you excuse the washing, it's a beautiful sunny day here in Copenhagen. Not really feeling like filming today, but I thought, I just need to find one thing. So I'm in the shed, the garden shed where I've got my plunge pool and I'm trying to zhuzh everything up in here. I said to myself, you know what, I'm sure I can find one children's toy to throw away. And I've got this basket, let me just grab it, where we keep kids' toys. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking probably everything in this basket can go. Let's have a wee look. Let's do it together. Oh, and a clothes swap top, just while we're here. Basketball, that can go, and I'm just going to throw them outside of here. This one can also go. We keep one football. Every garden needs one football, so that one is going to stay. And in here, I'm sure I've got a snail. Shuttlecocks, okay. Those can be handed on to somebody else. Those are still okay. Yeah, there's quite a few shuttlecocks. I don't think anybody wants a snail. Water guns, I'll check that works. And these are all outdoor toys. Bubbles. I might, no, I'll give the bubbles away as well. I do love bubbles, but another old water toy thing, and look at that. It came from when we used to go holidays with the kids with key camp and canvas, but that one can just go in the recycling. Oh, and I've got some tennis balls. Yeah, those can be handed on to somebody else. And we don't use them for things like using them in the dryer, because we don't have a tumble dryer. A few other small balls. Oh, and a kendama. Somebody's going to really like that. Those were really popular when my kids were much smaller. So the kendama can be handed on as well. And there you have it. And then I will wash out this basket, leave it to dry for a couple of days, and then I'll see. Maybe I will use it in another space. Otherwise, this will be handed on as well. So look at that. I wasn't feeling like doing it, but I got rid of a whole basket full of stuff. So now it is your turn. Okay, see you tomorrow. Well, here we are once again, back in my wardrobe. And today's item, which is going, is this blouse that I'm wearing. It's been on probation. It was a hand-me-down from my daughter, and at first glance looks really good, nice, bright colour, but actually when I wear it, I feel it's overpowering. You see the blouse before you see me. And it works really well on camera, but camera picks up colours differently, and I don't use any special lights. I just film with my smartphone. I love the style of it. I love that it comes up high here, all my favourite things, works with my high-waisted trousers, but I'm passing this blouse on to somebody else because it was fine on my daughter. She is a type 4 in the Dressing Your Truth system. Just get the cards. Here's the type 1. Here's the type 4. Can you see that? This card, it blends right into it, fades right into it, which is an indicator that, it is type 4. And that's why I feel like it's wearing me instead of me wearing the blouse. This is one of my favourite scarves. The scarf is much lighter. And here's a red, type 1 red that I do wear. And can you see the difference? When I put it like this, I think you see my face first. If I do like this, I think you see the blouse first. And definitely in real life, I feel like this is dragging me down. I've got the black circles appearing before my eyes again. So this one has been passed on. I've also got another couple of things from the wardrobe. A blouse that I've had for years and years and years. I never wear this one anymore. It's just too floppy. Another pair of socks, bless your cotton socks. These are just kind of worn out. They're clean, but what I'm going to do with them is that I'm not putting, they're not going to the clothes swap. They're not going in the rubbish. I'm going to use them as little dusting mitts. So those go straight into my little cleaning caddy. And one more item for today. I was only looking for one, but you see what happens when you go looking for one. One of these mock collars. I have quite a few of them. And I use them for layering when we move through from the autumn to the winter, with a plain sweater with a little bit of collar peeking out. I really like that look. This one, I haven't used it, and it's just too little girly. It's too much. I've got quite a boyish figure. I'm gamine type. So I like a little bit of frill to give me a little bit of femininity, but not too much, and I look like a little girl, or I look like I'm dressing up in my mum's clothes. So this is going into the bag for the swap. Okay, your turn, and I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm going to get changed out for this one because it's just dragging me down. Do not adjust your sets. Yes, it is officially autumn here in Copenhagen in Denmark, and guess what happens every single year? As soon as it turns to autumn, we get a mini heat wave. So anyway, keeping cool here, and I'm back in the garden shed. This is going to be my she shack. She shack. Anyway, I'm trying to find out a fun name for it. And I know what I'm going for today. I've got these plant pots. Let's go over and let's just get them moved out of here. I've moved them all over here. They're on one shelf. But when I was putting them here, I've been rearranging stuff, I thought, you know what, a lot of these I'm not going to use again. Plastic fake flowers in there. These ones I use a lot, and at Christmas. This one I got free somewhere, and actually that can go, so that's going straight in the box. These I'm going to keep because in the winter, I dig up a clump of Winterbather, can't remember the name in English, snowdrops. We've got tons of snowdrops in the garden, and I always dig up a clump of the first snowdrops, put them in there beside my sink for when I'm doing my evening routine. So these ones I will keep, but I'm guessing that all of these, I mean, I don't grow things from little seeds anymore, so all of these can go. All of these that go underneath the plant pots, those are going too. Let me just pop them in the box and then I'll come back. This one can go, yeah, because I like white ones, but not so much these ones. I think this came free with a plant. The little white one, yes, I will hold on to that. The pink, the pink can go. I was using that as a vase, but I've got white vases that I prefer. I'm on the fence about that one, on the garden fence. And a little tin one. No, that can go. Woo, look at that. Space. Actually, this one can go as well. Then I've got like half a shelf. So all of these are going out. Woohoo! Listen, and that's the thing here. When we deliberately go and look for something, I was speaking to my friend Bettina the other day. Decluttering, sometimes it's hard. Actually, when you go looking for something, it's much easier because you say, okay, I need to get rid of one thing that I can pass on to a friend, or I can go into the recycling. And often we'll say, okay, well, I can get rid of that because I really want to keep something else. And it just makes it easier for us to make that decision. So, time for you to decide. You go into your she shack, your garden shed, your garage, but just go and find one thing. Let me know what it is. I shall see you tomorrow, and let's hope the sun keeps shining for us. Well, hello again. And is anybody else joining in the Get Organised Virtual Summit for this year? Woohoo! You can catch me on Friday. Free ticket. Links down below. Please don't miss it. They had us doing a 10-minute go and find something we could declutter from our bedrooms, from our wardrobe, from the closet. And I thought I would just share what I found, plus I've got some other random stuff. Remember, and set a timer before you do that kind of things. A dress that I've been humming and hawing about, I'm not going to wear it again. It's a nice dress, but I never wear V-necks. They're really not flattering on me. So this one is going to the next swap. And a necklace that I'm never going to wear. Not a family heirloom, it was just junk jewellery. That's going to our next swap. And I thought I can let go of one more bottle of essential oil. So this one is going tea tree oil. Never use that one. So just look for one thing. And there was a pair of socks and they kept on sneaking down my foot. Do you have that problem sometimes with socks? And I thought, oh, it's just so annoying every time I've been out in the garden or I'm wearing my welly boots. And then half an hour later, your sock seems to have disappeared. So those have gone out. I'll be using them for a dusting mitt first. And a few things from my son's apartment. He's been decluttering as well. A kendama. I might put that in his kind of childhood box. We'll see. I forgot to ask it if he wanted to hold on to it. I'm pretty sure not, but I'll check with him. Some books that he read, but he doesn't need to hold on to. He's got lots of other books. My kids love reading as well. And do you remember this one? God Mad. It's a cookbook. It's a Danish cookbook, and it's one of these gifts that you give to students when they first move into their own place or they're away from home. And it's called Go Mel. Let's all have a little Danish lesson. Go means good. Mel means food. So God Mad, Go Mel means good food. Let at leo, easy to cook. And it's one of those kind of cookery Bibles, if I can use that analogy. And do you have items in your wardrobe that you're not using because it doesn't fit you? It needs repaired. This is an item that I got at our swap last week, and I've worn it and I do like it, so it's going to be a keeper, but I just don't like the buttons. And I was thinking, it might look quite nice with gold buttons on it, but actually I prefer to go really simple. I like my clothes very simple, so I'm just going to go with some little white buttons to replace these ones. I really don't like brown, and I think that would just really make me wear it a lot. I do like this style, the kind of shacket style, but it hasn't worked for me often because the material is too heavy, or I feel like I look like a lumberjack. But this one is a keeper. So, are you feeling inspired yet? Lots of items from the kitchen. I did really well in the kitchen. These mason jars, well, one came from my son's apartment. He was no longer using it. And one I actually had in the basement. And I've been humming and hawing, but I know my bestie, Vibeke, she really loves this type of thing. And I already checked with her and she wants those. So those are going to Vibeke. A storage jar that I never use any longer. I just don't like that. So that is going to our next swap. Bowls which are just kind of surplus to requirements. Do you have any of these silicone covers? I do find them quite useful because when I've got leftovers, if I'm going to be using them for my lunch the next day, things like that, I do find them useful, but I had quite a few that the sizes were wrong. So these I'm just going to pass on. Because remember, if you get a set of these, just because you bought the set doesn't mean that you need to keep the set. The same goes for, if you've got a whole dinner set and you never use part of the set, pass it on to somebody else. From my baking drawer, which is down there, I'm really pleased with how my baking drawer is looking. I've already got one mixer set, and this older one, I'm going to let that go. I know one of my friends can use that. The kids, they've both got their own, they're in their own apartments. And also these measuring spoons. I never use the measuring spoons. Yeah, nice, but I don't need to keep them. Oh, and something from our car. I noticed when I was out driving in the car the other day, we have a really old car that still has a CD player in it. And, I've been going slowly through CDs. And this one can go. This is Jacques Dutronc. And I used to sing the songs when I worked in the office with the girls in Luxembourg at the European Court of Justice with Christelle and Gabi. And we used to sing, J'aime les filles. And anyway, I've listened to it one last time and I don't need to hold on to it. So that's probably just going to the recycling. I bought a new sleep mask for myself, so this one is going out. It's the old rule of 1 in, 1 out. If you've got a lot of clutter, you may want to do kind of 1 item in and 4 items out. Especially things like utensils, how many pots and pans do you really need? Oh, and one other funny item for the kitchen, I decluttered a bottle of Christmas beer. Now, you know, in Scandinavia, we really love our hygge Christmas. I'll be doing a series this year of Scandinavian Christmas. But I had a bottle of Christmas beer from last year, and I thought, oh, I could use, you can use that in a stew. So I used it in my Instant Pot, and it was a really good stew. So think about what have you got in your pantry? What do you have in the bathroom that you're not using? Let's either use it or pass it on to somebody else who is going to love it. Yay! So go us, rah, rah, rah. Hopefully I've inspired you today. If I have, please help me. All you need to do is leave a comment, even an emoji comment, how you're feeling today. Hopefully good. Like, subscribe, share the video with a friend or with a decluttering group, and otherwise all I've got left to say is live long and prosper. May the decluttering hygge be with you, and I'll see many of you who have already signed up for the Get Organised Virtual Summit. I shall see you there the next couple of days. Okay, rah rah rah, and keep decluttering.